our stickers coming for this thing?
For that case? Yeah. They said they were going to be on our next truck. So that's not exciting. So
It
could be in the back.
Tin truck will go in?
I'll check in the back. I have a feeling they're probably back. Yeah. They said for the next truck. So I don't know if they did scanning on it, but I'll take a look.
Welcome to Hy-Vee Today with Tony Tone. We're live inside Muscatine Hy-Vee on 2nd Avenue in Muscatine, streaming on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Now, here's Tony Tone.
And it's rare that I was trying to think about this in my professional working life, how many sick days I've taken. And yeah, it's rare to have this show not happen twice in 1 week. So I apologize for that. But here we go, feeling better. And I was here yesterday on Wednesday. I just didn't get to the store until like 11:40, and then we had a very successful turnout, and thank you to everybody that came to play bingo last night. I still really don't understand, but I guess it's because nobody's playing bingo. So to the 85-plus people that joined us in the Market Grill Express, thank you very much. We gave out $200 in Hy-Vee gift cards in the form of $5 or $10 increments for each bingo game that we played, and we'll do bingo again this coming Monday. The rain in the forecast for today in particular on the 2nd of May is just ridiculous. I mean, we've got to get this to stop. We've got some flooding in downtown Muscatine and places like Buffalo. Here is video of a train rolling down the tracks, downtown Muscatine. That's a lot of water. And I know that, we've obviously, the trains need to be able to move up and down the tracks. But what I would tell you is that happening is creating a little bit of waves, and we know that some folks that are sandbagging and have some of those HESCO barriers in downtown Muscatine, it's like a double-edged sword, right? I mean, the trains need to be able to run, but then at the same time, they are going to cause a little bit of a wave. So, wow, that is just ridiculous, isn't it? The power of water and how quickly the river rose. I mean, we knew that it was going to be bad, but I don't think anybody anticipated we would have flooding of this level. Here's some info about what happened in Buffalo, right? They had sandbag barriers, and those were breached at like 4 a.m. is what I saw. So, again, a lot of people in distress and working to... the boats in the street is just something that I'll never comprehend when I see that. Like, there were videos from when the levee broke in downtown Davenport near Pershing and water started to come up to 2nd Street, and there were like the Coast Guard boats just trolling down the street, and I was watching it and I just couldn't process it. It's unbelievable to see that. And I was just saying before the show started that in 2008 when we had that bad flood, I was in Davenport and I was on the Sky Bridge, and I remember thinking, wow, this is a lot of water, but certainly had not gotten to the point that it's at. So please, Mother Nature, stop raining and let's get the mighty Mississippi back in her banks. It's about time, that's for sure. So hopefully you're not dealing with much of this where you're at. But that is a picture from Davenport. Unbelievable. Also this morning I heard that they were worried about water creeping towards the Centennial Bridge. Look at that, right? I mean, those cars are just stranded. And when that HESCO barrier broke, you can kind of see the Bucktown Arts Building, Peterson Paper Company. When that levee broke right there, they said that the water just came on so quick. Great River Brewery is in that neighborhood. We carry Great River Brewery beers here at Hy-Vee, so there's a lot of small ways that you can support the efforts in those local businesses in Davenport. And then certainly, again, we hope that everybody's going to hold tight here in Muscatine. But unbelievable, right? Modern Woodman Park's fine because of the engineering from Stanley, right? And their flood barrier. It's just wild to think about that much water. It doesn't even make sense when you look at it. All right, the last thing I want to mention before we get to our first guest is today is Thursday, and it's the first Thursday in May, and each and every Thursday in May, Mega Meat and Seafood Thursdays are back here at Hy-Vee. It's an opportunity for you to save some money at the pump while stocking up on the highest quality meats and seafoods. Oh, Steve Graham. The off-camera shenanigans. We have a graphic for Mega Meat Thursdays, Ryan, I believe. Yeah. All right. If not, there's signage all throughout the store. Basically, you spend more, you save more at the pump. It's a great deal, and we want you to take advantage of this. So spend $25, get 15 cents off per gallon. Price of gas isn't going to go down anytime soon, right? It's probably only going to creep up with Memorial Day just a few weeks away. And I never really understood, like, can't we get to the point where we just can bring the price down? But you can control that yourself when you shop at Hy-Vee and use the fuel saver. It's fantastic. All right, let's get to our first guest. He's patiently waiting with Eastern Iowa Power Washers, a man that has been very busy and is now going to lend a hand if folks should need it, which I think is really cool. Casey O'Kelly is here for his first time on the show. It's good to see you, pal. It's been a while. So you... by all accounts, a couple of years ago, you retired, and then
right.
you've been the busiest. This is a trend, though, because we've had several people on the show that retired from a job that are busier than I am.
Right.
So you retired from Hy-Vee, and then you did take some time off. Mm-hmm. Then you brought the Little Caesars to Muscatine, which was great. Right. And then you shifted from that to starting Eastern Iowa Power Washers. Right. So what is it? Will you tell the folks at home that you just, is it, and so that I know that I should just never retire? Is that what you're telling me?
I think it's overrated. I mean, everybody wants to retire, but then when you get to that point, you find out that it's not all that it's made out to be. It's enjoyable for a month or so. Yeah. It's like taking a month-long vacation, but then you kind of have a little bit of a motor and you want to kind of go. So
I know you're an Indianapolis Pacers basketball fan.
Right.
I think you went to some games, right? And
I've been
then
to several games.
You just felt like you had to get back to work, or what?
Right.
I mean,
I actually started doing the pressure washing thing when I owned Little Caesars, and then I sold that. It was kind of an unplanned thing, but I was able to sell that, and started this thing up, and and it's kind of a good thing. I do it on my own time, own schedule. I really enjoy it. So.
It's really fun, right? So and again, your thought process behind wanting to lend a hand in case people should need it, and certainly with the Eastern Iowa Power Washers for residential, commercial power washing, and we'll get to that in a second, but with all the flooding that's going on, I mean, you understand the importance of giving back. Yeah. So you're here to let people know also that if they find themselves needing a hand with cleanup, right?
Right. So I worked for Hy-Vee for almost 30 years, and every time something happens, Hy-Vee steps in, just without exception, and you know, I've got a little rig that I can help clean some things off if you have a small business or whatever. Talking with you off there, there's not a lot of meat on the bone at the end of the week for some small business owners.
Sure.
And if you need help cleaning up, I'll be glad to help you out.
Absolutely.
Obviously, just whatever I can do to help.
So, I mean, you talk about getting into this business. I mean, certainly, you must also enjoy learning something new, right?
Oh, for sure, yeah.
So with power washing, I mean, it's totally different than what you had done for so many years, but what was it about that? I mean, did you look and think, okay, this is something that we don't really have a lot of options in this area. Let's bring it to this part of the state and then be able to get out to people's homes or businesses? Well,
originally, I think I had bid my own home.
Okay.
I had trouble getting somebody to come over and take a look at it. So I was like, you know what, I can do this. So I bought a pressure washer rig, the one you saw on the TV there, and I thought this is going to be easy. All you do is spray a house down, but it's really a little more complicated than that.
Yeah.
And I got into it and made a lot of mistakes, and then I learned a different system called soft washing, which is not the pressure washing portion of it. And that's the crux of my business right now, is soft washing homes.
And you're literally, I mean, it's like, for people that are watching, you're giving your home a bath. I mean, how neglected are all of our homes? I mean, it's not something that the majority of us either have our own power washer or think about, but as soon as you stop and look at your siding, you'll go, oh my gosh. And then you look at Eastern Iowa Power Washers Facebook, and you've got some of these, like, you know, before and after pictures, and it's, wow, it's wild, isn't it?
Yeah, so when I started doing pressure washing, you get up on ladders and you got to get every single hard to do, so I discovered the soft washing thing where I don't have to get on ladders. cleans it down to the surface, and it does a really good job. It goes out a couple months doing that.
Yeah, it seems like it's just taken off, right? In a good way.
Yeah, very good.
And again, identifying services I need throughout. But it's not just Muscatine County. I mean,
We're like 50-mile radius.
So that is one of the perks of being "quote unquote" retired, is that you can set your own schedule and not want it as a job.
Don't want to worry about it. Exactly.
No, it's just super ambitious to want to work and then try something new, right? And to learn something new. Have you encountered? I feel like I've seen your posts. Yeah.
People call me and they say, I don't know what this stuff is, and almost all the time it's algae.
Algae
it could be
on
green,
their
it could
house. The estate market is on fire.
Gosh, yeah.
Homes are being listed and sold within, a day or two or less sometimes. But that can really be the difference maker, is the curb appeal. And a lot of that curb appeal is what kind of condition is your home in, right? I mean,
I think people spend a lot of time getting the inside of their house looking good,
Yeah.
and that's important too, and their yard and their landscaping. But, the biggest thing is that curb appeal of their house. Sometimes when you see something every day, you don't notice how dirty it is.
Right.
And I think after you clean it, it's like, wow, that was really, really dirty. So,
right. And it's okay to not feel bad, but to just go, oh my, wow, that really needed it.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
sometimes you just don't know, right? We're all busy. We all kind of have that tunnel vision. But then you can go even one step further, and this is where this fascinates me, is the driveways and the sidewalks.
Yeah.
Okay, so I understand that the siding of a house, you can soft wash it, clean it up, looks brand new, night and day difference.
Right.
But what is on my sidewalk and my driveway that I'm just not seeing? I mean, I'm looking at it and it just looks the way that I thought it always did.
Well, everything pools on there, so all the dirt, it just soaks in there, and sidewalks are very porous.
Sure.
So it's not like siding where, you do need pressure on your sidewalks and stuff like that. So I got a different unit for that, where you got to go along and get hot pressure, and that all comes off. But the houses and the sidewalk, totally different ball game. You got two different systems there. But yeah, the same thing. You don't notice your driveway being so dirty until you get it cleaned off, or maybe half of it cleaned off, and people are like, "Holy cow!" Didn't realize it was that bad.
So I imagine that the reactions that you're getting from people are all positive, and I wonder how much of the business with Eastern Iowa Power Washers is that first time experience for someone that's having you out to their home, or whether it's residential or commercial. That feedback's got to be great, right? Because they notice the difference immediately.
It's actually crazy. There's people that it's almost like they think it's magic. Right. Hey, I've got this algae on the side of my house covering it, and I don't think you're going to be able to get this off. And I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to get this off. And then they come out and look at it, and they're like, oh, how did you do that? And really, it's because you don't use pressure. If you use pressure, it's not going to work. So.
Right, and if anything, sometimes, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I would just kind of associate pressure. I don't want to damage anything.
Damage, especially on the siding, you don't want to use high pressure on that. It can potentially damage it, and it doesn't need it. That's not what's going to get it clean. It's just the cleansers that we use to get the algae off.
Sure.
We lay that down, and then it just let it soak, and then it just washes everything off. Some people just really think it's almost magical. Getting cleaned off, that takes, 10
Okay, I was just going to ask, so when when you show up to a house, it may be, maybe it's obvious on the size of the house, but you have an average?
Yeah, probably, I would say 2 hours.
2 hours.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so it's probably twice as quick as doing a pressure washing job, because you don't need ladders and all that stuff. But it does twice as good a job.
Right, and that's 2 hours. I didn't anybody realize
exactly.
That you can.
That's because people do it on the weekends, and it takes them all day.
Right.
Well.
I am never going to be the guy that DIYs.
Right.
I'm never going to want to buy a pressure washer. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's like one of those things you just like, I understand that people have them. And it's like, I'm good with a lawnmower and a snowblower.
That's about it.
And that's about it for me. Leave the rest to the experts.
Right.
So with anything, taking the leap in another small business, right? There are no guarantees, as you know, but you, again, identify. I think you do a really good job doing your homework, just like you did with Little Caesars.
Mm-hmm.
People don't understand that before you put that Little Caesars in Muscatine, there sat just an empty lot, right?
I mean, there's a ton of work, a whole year's worth of work, or a year and a half worth of work going between that. So.
But it's just smart. So the obvious question for me is, are you gonna? And you don't have to answer this if you want to or not, but are you going to stick with the Eastern Iowa power washers for a while? Do you feel good about this, or do you have your eye? Because you are an entrepreneur, so do you have your eye, or are you identifying other needs in the area?
Yeah, I have some other stuff going on that I can't really tell you about.
No, that's good.
Goes into fruition, but I always have other things going on.
Casey's here to tell you that he's going to put a Chick-fil-A near the movie theater.
Oh, boy.
So, I mean, the fact that, and it's because the land is too expensive, I think. But can we get some development out there, right?
No.
You drop some type of business right there. Casey and I are getting into the Whitey's ice cream franchise business, right? But no, that's just it, right? I mean, you are an entrepreneur, and you are not opposed to taking risks.
Yeah, I mean, if you're an entrepreneur, that's part of the game.
Yeah,
so
right.
You have to do that.
But I just think it's admirable, because you could have just as easily, retired after 30 years with Hy-Vee, which is admirable, and you did great work. But then you wanted to, and it's not even about. I don't even think any of this is self-serving. I mean, the things that you've done are to the service of others, right?
Yeah.
You identified a need, brought a restaurant to town. It's been successful. It works. That gives back with helping out with MCSA, and then with Eastern Iowa Power Washers, same thing. The ability to gift people a clean home at a reasonable price, or making their business look better, and then helping out in times of need with the flooding. So
I think it just goes back to growing up in the Hy-Vee system. I mean, I learned that when I was 16 years old and working for Hy-Vee. I saw a sign on our door that said we gave $50,000 to whatever the flood was back in 1986.
Wow.
And I thought, wow, how does Hy-Vee do that? And then, but then I went with them for 30 years, and they do that every year, every single event.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if it's in their trade area. And so you kind of learn, A, you learn how to be an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
And B, you learn kind of, you got to give back to your community.
So you're here this morning. The weather. There's an old pic from Little Caesars, by the way. We had a lot of fun together doing some live broadcasts at Little Caesars. That's for sure. You're sitting here this morning. I know that the weather can sometimes play a role in your schedule, but how far out are you finding yourself booked, Case?
Between a week and 10 days.
Jeez.
Yeah, I mean, all this rain, people really don't want people trudging through their yards right now, so I've got some cancellations. But as soon as kind of the weather gets some of this groundwater off, it's going to get really busy.
I was going to say, it's going to heat up literally and figuratively, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to have some of the other things that are able to help people with, I mean, obviously the soft washing of the home, commercial, residential, doing some cleaning up. They got that deck or that patio that you just, because you look at the not the case. Right?
Yeah,
sometimes it's just about cleaning it up.
Exactly. I think it's some people, they wait too long, when they build a deck, and then it gets really bad. So if you can just kind of periodically, that's going to last longer. You don't wait 20 years and then expect it, everything to go back to perfect.
Well, and one thing that's for sure is that roofing and siding is never going to be affordable. You can do these,
maintenance,
right? I mean, if you want your siding to not only look good, but just to be preserved.
Right.
Because I don't know the first thing about LD, but I feel like it's been a number of years.
No, it's definitely not. The thing that I put in my post a lot is like people that really maintain their home well. You can see that in the pictures. Not only get their helping on, they do all those right things. So I would suggest, if you really want to maintain your house, you don't look at a big picture from to sell you.
Yeah.
If you have to make these changes at the last minute, that costs you a lot of money.
Absolutely.
So making those incrementally, and then your house.
It's just wild. And looking at the pictures that we've been checking out, every picture, right?
It does. It just whatever. Some of the customers say that it's magic how it looks. It really makes that color pop, and Tish makes it look. It is super clean. I mean, I've done about 60 of them since I got this new system, and almost every time I go, wow, and that's just really, it's kind of gratifying.
So the soft wash is the way to go for sure.
Absolutely.
For again, the ease of having it done, and then the cost to the customer. That's
the effectiveness, for
that
sure.
is super exciting. All right, well, I can't wait to see what's next. But in the meanwhile, if you're watching and you're looking at your home, or if you own a business, right? I mean, that's something else we shouldn't neglect. Our businesses, right? I mean, first impressions are everything, and if it can be something just as easy as reaching out to Casey and getting things cleaned up, and really that's it, right? Is having that conversation I imagine you get them a quote, and then the next thing you know, you're getting it done, and they're
no obligation. I'll give you a free quote, and with houses, I can give you a quote that same day. And people really like that because what I do is I can get on Google Maps and I can see the entire side of your house, and I can bid that out. And if I go there and it's super dirty, it takes me longer than I thought, well then it's your gain.
Right.
So but I just kind of bid it out by how large it is, and people are really happy with the quick quotes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's how we are, right? We live in a society that just wants everything. Yeah. That's great. Good website, contact info if you want to reach out, 563-299-3646. And of course on social media, which, you and I both know the power of social. Somebody has experience that word of mouth.
I like Tony Tone liking my post, the big influencer in Muscatine.
Well, I appreciate it, and I love the spirit of begin to find ways to serve the community and identifying things that we need and needs. And there are going to be people in downtown Muscatine that once the river goes back that are going to look for you to meet that need. It's super exciting, and I know that you're going to have a wild summer. I mean, I don't know if at the end of the summer you'll have a good work ethic and a good spirit, and people appreciate that. And I know that was my friend Sue Peters. Amazing how much
really gratifying. Wow. Getting that right, yeah. For sure. Telling you right now, you're better. You're releasing this also encourage you to reach out. And that's the way that businesses grow, right? You got to be giving back and caring about your neighbors. And this is a good story. EasternIowaPowerWashers.com. All right, we are going to go aisle cam if we could, or me cam. Hello, look at this guy back in the saddle. You know what's missing from this show is my Starbucks drink. I may have to get that before the end of the show. So, all right. So today, friends, in addition to it being the 2nd of May, there we go. CBI Bank and Trust aisle cam in the meat department. Look at the chicken. There's like bacon wrapped chicken. There's just so much good chicken. Gosh, it doesn't matter if it's raining, if it's windy, if it's cold. People are in the mood to grill, to smoke, to cook it in their home, and we're ready to take care of you. That's for sure here at Hy-Vee. And don't forget Mega Meat Thursdays, Mega Meat and Seafood Thursdays. With every $25 you spend, we're going to save you 15 cents off per gallon. The more you spend, the more you save. Each and every Thursday. All right, so in addition to it being the 2nd of May, today is National Day of Prayer. It is World Password Day. Ryan Broderson's Facebook password is not 1234. I think about this all the time. I don't think about Ryan Broderson's Facebook password all the time. I think about just how many passwords we are tasked with remembering, right? And I don't know about y'all, but I forget a lot of times, right? You log in to pay a bill and you go, I don't know what the student loan password is. And then you have to reset it, and then you have to try and remember what the new password is. So as much as I'm not pro facial recognition software, I don't mind with, and this is an old iPhone. This is a 7 Plus that's got the little thumbprint scanner, and there's certain apps that I can access, and I don't need the password. I just need my thumb. My print. Whether that's safer than me inputting some type of password or not, I don't know. I'm not a security expert. But what I'm saying is, when are we going to get to the point where I can just have all my passwords like stored in my fingerprint or in my eyeball or in a chip? I'm not for implanting chips, but I mean, how many passwords do you have to remember? If you got an ATM card, you got that password, right? I forgot mine the other day. Had to reset it. You know how not easy that is? It's terrible. It's terrible to do that. And then you try and think of something, and you're like, well, where do you do? They tell you not to write it down, so then you just rely on. I mean, I could almost put together a list of things. I mean, there's probably 20 to 25 different things that have passwords between your email, social sites,
your banking, right? If you're paying bills online, if you really think about that, your Netflix or Hulu logins or Roku or whatever, there's so much, right? I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, I wouldn't mind if my devices were like, oh yeah, there's Tony's fat face. We know it's him. Let's let him into his account. And by the way, if anybody ever wants to hack into my student loans and pay them, you're more than welcome to. Let the record state, I'm happy to give you that login information if you want to make a contribution. It's National Truffle Day, National Life Insurance Day. How's your life insurance? And National Day of Reason Day. Day of Reason Day. You can see it right there on your screen. So with all that being said, we've got our main man, Cody, behind the wheels of steel with the Toyota Muscatine car cam. And Cody, I would like you to go down aisle 11. The seasonal aisle has made the shift from Easter to a bunch of fun stuff. There's coolers, some outdoor living stuff. Cody, I don't know if we've got any squirt guns down aisle 11, but I would be interested. And I know that it's not National Squirt Gun Day, but it should be. So let's check this out, because Brent and Ramona and Rita and everybody that works with our general merchandise team, they've been working hard getting that aisle looking good. Oh, there's bubbles, kids stuff, right? Stuff to take to the beach. Listen, I know that it's raining and it's flooding, but we will get to enjoy our beaches and pools very soon. There's those giant coolers. Look at the size of those things. The smaller coolers and some plate sets. It's just, I walked down that aisle yesterday and it just popped. Oh, squirt guns. Boom. Look at that. Found them. Now, I don't know if that was a subliminal thing where I saw those squirt guns yesterday, but that is the worst thing to bring into my house, is a squirt gun. Please do not bring me a squirt gun. We don't want that in my house. Some grilling stuff, and then just giant, if you need a giant bag of Sour Patch Kids, you can find that there as well. All right, Cody, I would like you to keep going straight. There you go. National Nerf and Squirt Gun Appreciation Day is February 8th. We missed it again. Darn it. Cody, so let's go straight and then head towards that, almost by that wall of Gatorade near the CBI Super Bank here at Hy-Vee. And just to the right of the Gatorade is the display of Bug Soother. You'll see it right there, those two tables. So the last couple of days, we've had some visitors from Hy-Vee corporate in the store. And one of the stories that I was sharing with them was just the success of Bug Soother and Simply Soothing, and the fact that it's a locally made product. And two of the guys that were here yesterday grabbed a bottle and bought it, because I told them how great that stuff is. Cody, if you would, grab me a bottle of Bug Soother. How great it is for this time of year, and when you're going to keep the gnats away and you're trying to enjoy your backyard and everything that comes along with it. You just can't beat Bug Soother, right? It's also made locally, right? Columbus Junction with Simply Soothing, so it's a great story. And we're happy to have Bug Soother here at your Muscatine Hy-Vee. All right, very good. So, yeah, it's good to be with you. I can't believe that it's Thursday, but that's what happens when you're down for the count for almost 2 full days in a week and 2 shows. I'm telling you, we had some great guests that I had to pull the plug on. It's a bummer. Like yesterday, we were going to talk to Susan Freers and Becky Anson again about the Relay for Life 5K. And then we were going to talk to our friend Renee about the Kentucky Derby and some fun drink mixes. And I had to cancel because this guy was still battling the crud. So, it is what it is. I just hope that you don't have to deal with it in your house. So open the windows and air it out, right? Get it moving. All right. So we mentioned, or I mentioned, I guess, at the start of the show that we had a very successful bingo night last night. 85 plus people. We had 73 reservations. So we had 73 reservations for bingo last night, and then with the walk-in, we had at least 85 or more. Thank you, Cody. It was great, and we're going to do bingo again this coming Monday. That's May 6th, starting at 6 p.m. Again, it's always free to play bingo at Hy-Vee. I was going to say you just show up, but with how the reservations have been going, I think you got to make a reservation, right? You got to. And I can tell you this, for that Monday, May 6th bingo, we've probably got 50 reservations already. Now, there is a capacity to the Market Grill Express, and I joked about this last night. I said, I don't know what we're going to do. Should we getting them to the capacity. Am I going to have to do bingo and I don't know. Maybe have to grow on it's just that it's nice to have something to do, and I appreciate that. So yeah, we're going to continue it. There will be no delay or no break in the action with respects to bingo happening in May, certainly twice, and then June, July, August, and September. No slowing down. Getting pretty good at calling bingo, I think, at this point. I should be. I've done it long enough, so don't miss it on the 6th. Look at these squirt guns. I'm telling you, I cannot even think about bringing these into my house. Nope, can't do it. Now, you're not supposed to use the squirt gun in the house. I understand that, but y'all understand that I got a 4-year-old that acts like a fraternity brother and a 7-year-old that acts like a 7-year-old, and they would have these filled up, and they would just be icing each other in the living room. I can't do that. My house is basically sold. I'm not trying to have a water gun fight in the house. I like how there's 3 of them. Like, who needs 3 squirt guns? I don't. I can't hold... That's what I'm saying. And Ted's wearing Crocs in that picture. You can't trust a 4-year-old in Crocs. Look at that. You can't. You know what he was doing the other day? He was on the side of the house trying to fill up a bunch of balloons. I don't know if you all are familiar with the bunch of balloons, but it's the greatest and worst invention in the history of mankind. It fills up, 100 water balloons in like 30 seconds. So again, Ted is 4, and he was attempting to fill up a bunch of balloons, and I was like, what are you doing? Nothing. Or if I quote him more accurately, nothing. And I'm like, stop doing that. That's exactly that's my life. We have so many packets. Stop buying a bunch of balloons for my kids. The Easter Bunny. Somebody call the Easter Bunny. Hey, guess what? We didn't need 10 packs of bunch of balloons. They're great water balloons, and somebody made a ton of money off of the idea, because back in my day, and y'all remember filling up water balloons, whether you put them on the hose or the faucet, and then you had to tie every single one, and then you would go outside, and you hope that some wouldn't break. Ryan, will you search for me, please, the grenade water balloons? Because those were the ones that we had back in the day that never broke. Now, the bunch of balloons, you throw them and they splash. They're great for throwing at each other or at your kids. And that's a whole other thing. Like, why is it fine for my kids to throw water balloons at me, but I softly toss one water balloon at them, and I'm the worst dad ever? It doesn't count. That is exactly what we had back in the 80s and 90s in the Elmwood Park and Oak Park area. They never broke. I remember throwing one of those like 3 houses over and just finding it and going, is this a real grenade? Are we throwing real grenades? Jiminy crickets. All right. So, but if you need squirt guns, God bless, we've got them. And then, of course, Bug Soother, which I can't say enough about this stuff. It's just good. Gives you the little shake before using. You shake it, you bake it. It's good stuff. It's keeping the gnats away. And if our friend Frida at Simply Soothing is watching, we'll have Frida back on the show. That's a lot of Tony Neck in the background of that. Let's get that gone right this instant. There we go. Simply Soothing. Smells great, feels great, repels great. Find it here at the Hy-Vee. Okay. Cinco de Mayo is this weekend, and maybe you're starting the celebration today or tomorrow. We've got some good deals for you between wine and spirits and here at the store. Cinco de Mayo at the Hy-Vee. I love the tortilla chips that are made fresh in the kitchen. They fresh fry them. They are so good. So whether you're going to grab a bag of those tortilla chips and then maybe one of the Fiesta trays that Delmer makes, whatever you need, we've got it. All things Cinco de Mayo. Of course, the fresh dips from hot or mild salsa to hot or mild guacamole, spinach artichoke dip, queso. And then in the meat department, if you want to talk about making the best tacos, we can have that conversation. Check out Choice Reserve boneless thin chuck steak for $5.99 a pound. You're good. Choice Reserve boneless thin chuck steak, $5.99 per pound. Ryan moving stuff, coupled with me not being as sharp as I normally am, leads to satellite delay, Tony. Choice Reserve. All right, let's look at some of the wine and spirits deals, because there's Great opportunities to save. Jose Cuervo, Corona, Pacifico, Modelo. And then the Don Julio deals on the bottom, right? I mean, you're saving $31. So, and I've never been the biggest tequila drinker, admittedly. I mean, I try to never be rude and turn down a shot of tequila, but full disclosure, it's never my favorite. It's not my go-to. But that Don Julio is smooth, right? Especially that Reposada. It's nice. So Don Julio, great brand. We'll have some sampling this weekend here at the Hy-Vee, and that ad, of course, on the back page of the Voice of Muscatine newspaper. You can check that out. I was accused of being biased towards the Voice of Muscatine by the editor of the Muscatine Journal, and I don't really think that's fair. But keep in mind, Jim, that our ad is on the back page of the Voice of Muscatine newspaper, and our corporate ad is inside the Voice of Muscatine newspaper, and I used to work there. But at the same time, just this morning, we're talking about flooding. We're showing pictures from the Quad City Times, which owns the Muscatine Journal. So there's no bias here. Not that I really care that much, but, can't have people talking bad about me in public. Say it to my face. So also starting today, on the 2nd of May, that runs for a couple of days, is this truckload cereal sale. Now, this is just ridiculous. These deals, listen, I'm not good at math, but 5 for $5 means $1 each. So at the front of the store, and I'll tell you what, tomorrow on the show, let's put the aisle cam so it's pointing right down cereal row, because these displays are huge. Kellogg's, right? So this is 5 for $5. I have $5 in spare change in the cup holder of my vehicle in the parking lot. And you can turn that into cereal or into Pop-Tarts. Malto meal, also 5 for $5. General Mills, 5 for $5. Again, that's $1 per box, y'all. This is wild. Some incredible deals on the bottom of the screen there you can see from, granola bars and those Belvita breakfast biscuits. I've never tried those, but people like them. It's kind of a weird name, breakfast biscuit. I think of a breakfast biscuit, I think of like an English muffin, right? Biscuits and gravy. Oh my gosh, do I love biscuits and gravy. Nature Valley or Fiber One snacks, and how about some Hy-Vee OJ in the mix as well. So that starts today, Ryan. If we come up to the top, started from the bottom, now we here. This runs Thursday to Sunday, truckload cereal sale. Holy pickles, we will go through a lot of cereal. I say this to you as your friend and confidant. Do not wait until Sunday. Don't. I know that it says that the sale runs through Sunday. Just don't be the person that shows up on Sunday and is like, because I'm not saying we're going to run out of cereal, but I'm just saying if it's me, I'm here today, Thursday or tomorrow, Friday, and you're getting everything that you need, right? Because you don't want to wait. You don't want to miss out on a great opportunity, and that's exactly what's going on with that sale. All right, we've got a couple more things we're going to mention, and then we'll get out of here. The food service coupons, right? So we've got another set of food service coupons. These are good starting yesterday. They started May 1st through the 7th, and you're going to have an opportunity to grab a flyer and save. How about a tenderloin sandwich for $3.50? That's fantastic. $2 off regular priced hamburger. Can't beat that. Rotisserie chicken, bigger and better. Brand, this is true. These rotisserie chickens are bigger and better. I'm half tempted to have Cody go see if they have any of the rotisserie chickens out yet. I don't know if we do. It might be too early. It's 10 after 9 right now. But these rotisserie chickens are massive, right? I mean, they are a bigger and better bird. Say that 3 times fast. So check out all these coupons. They're just fantastic. Great deals off of breakfast, the fresh brewed teas. And then if we come over just a little bit, Ryan, that one with the pulled pork dinner and 2 sides for $6? What? You can have pulled pork, sandwich, some mac and cheese, and baked beans, or whatever your favorite side dishes are. Party potatoes, I put that out there. You know what party potatoes are not? They are not keto friendly. I am well aware of that. Today feels like a day where I eat something that's not low carb because I can. Let's see. So, Cody, go to your left. Oh, he probably can't hear me, can he? No, that's okay. Well, they are obviously getting things set up in the kitchen, but right to Cody's left is where they usually keep all the rotisserie chickens. We can see Cody asking right now. Yeah, so there's none out there yet, but trust me, the new rotisserie chickens are bigger and better. Again, we do this show live. It's 10 after 9, so come back later, and hopefully we're not giving anybody motion sickness right now watching Cody walk back. It's wild, man. So check those coupons out and more. All right, I want to mention the graduation cakes, Salvation Army dinner, and then we're going to do the job board for our friends at Team Staffing since I was not here yesterday. So graduation cakes, you can see it on the screen, right? So many good opportunities for you to save, right? And you know exactly how many people are coming to your party. Guess what? We've got a cake for all of your needs. Even if you're having one of those big old graduation parties, you got 100 people, we can take care of you, and they can customize it. I'm really excited again next week on the show on Tuesday to talk to Jody and Jackie, two of our fabulous cake decorators. And as they sit here, I believe Jody will be decorating a cake again, primarily for Ryan Broderson's enjoyment. I'm sure Ryan will share with the rest of us, but it's up to Ryan whether he does or not. So stay tuned for that. Salvation Army, May 17th. This will be here sooner than I realize. Holy moly, the annual fundraising dinner and then helping out the Kids Zone Camp with TB Mentalism. Thad Burkhamper will be on the show talking about his performance. You can get your tickets at the Salvation Army, 563-263-8272. Reserve your seat. There will be silent auction items and a lot of food. So I believe the plan is they're kind of doing like these different stations at Geneva Golf and Country Club, so you can have like maybe I want a little Italian, and then you want whatever else they're gonna have. I don't know what's exactly on the menu, but I know that for $50 for dinner and a show and supporting a good cause, that is well worth it, and I hope that you get your tickets before it is too late. Okay, let's go to, if we could, the Team Staffing job board. We'll do that in just a second. Our friends at Team Staffing Solutions, 109 Lake Park Boulevard here in the Pearl City. Typically bringing you the job board Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on this show. Well, if you know anything from watching this week, I was sick Monday and was sick the first part of yesterday, so we did not do the job board on Wednesday's show. We will get to it right now, and our friend Jenny is first out of the gate. Jenny and Mary, tag team back again. It's a tag team match, everybody. They are hiring first and second shift heavy general labor and machine operators, service technician, maintenance engineer, supervisor, assembly, janitor, $100 bonus. And for further details, please call Jenny or Mary. Their numbers are on the screen, 563-316-7635 or 563-316-7634, and get started today with our friends at the Team Staffing here in Muscatine. Mary has assembly, utility, and forklift ready to go. Again, $100 bonus there. That's fantastic. $12.59 to $13.85 per hour, all shifts available. Get in on that action. Reach out and start as soon as you can. I mean, they get people rolling in record time. I almost don't understand how that's possible, but you could see a posting on the job board and get started immediately. 563-316-7634 is the phone number for Mary. And last but not least is our friend Brooke McCullough. Another one of those opportunities with the hiring bonus, production labor. Call Brooke, 563-316-7636. This is at West Liberty Foods. Brooke would love to get you started, and shout out to everybody in West Liberty. We've got a lot of friends there, that is for sure. All right, well, it feels good to be back. I have every intention on being here tomorrow on Friday, and then certainly a full week of shows next week. We look forward to that being a full week of guests, and hopefully nobody else gets sick and we can get past all this crud and nonsense that's going on. It's just, no fun, right? Trust me, I did not plan on not having the show 2 days this week. I mean, it takes long enough to book things. I didn't want to cancel at the last minute. So, and yes, of course, everybody that's dealing with flooding, whether you are in downtown Muscatine or downtown Davenport or Buffalo, it's intense, right? And we've been showing you some different pictures and images of places affected by flooding, and no fun. And we hope that the river starts to recede back into our banks sooner than later, because it has been gnarly. And the images, like I said, coming out of Davenport and Buffalo when those respective levees broke or just no good. So let's get this rain stopped and get into spring and summer that's hopefully not as rainy. I mean, again, some of the video that we're seeing from downtown Davenport, it's just wild. I know exactly where that's at, and yeah, devastating, right? Those cars are totally submerged, not going anywhere, right? That is bad. Okay. All right, well, listen, I want to say thank you to our friend Casey O'Kelly for taking the time and joining the show. Eastern Iowa Power Washers is Casey's latest endeavor, and he's doing a great job, having a lot of fun, and ready also to help people that are dealing with some flooding and some flood recovery. So reach out to Casey with Eastern Iowa Power Washers should you need anything. Thanks to CBI Bank and Trust for the aisle cam support. We appreciate that. Toyota Muscatine brings you the cart cam on the show every day. And then Team Staffing in right here in Muscatine, Team Staffing Solutions has the job board Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So we look forward to being with you, kicking off the weekend tomorrow. And come and see us, right? Mega Meat Thursday going on today, all day. Mega Meat and seafood. Great opportunities to save on the fuel saver, and the truckload cereal sale ready to go as well. We'll talk more about that. I'll bring some cereal on the show tomorrow, and we'll show you exactly some of these unbelievable deals right here at the Hy-Vee. So have a great rest of your day or a great evening if you're watching us on Muscatine Power and Water Cable, Channel 5, thanks to the RE/MAX Professionals office. Did you make it? Ryan throwing his paper in the recycling bin, because here at Hy-Vee today, we recycle. So we'll see you very soon, friends. Take care. Goodbye.
Thanks for watching Hy-Vee Today with Tony Tone.
Be very, very quiet while hunting wabbits.
We'll do it again tomorrow with more local guests from in and around the Muscatine community.
I'm trying to emote for the play that the alumni are putting on in Wilton this Friday, Saturday.
Questions, comments, know a great guest? Reach out to Hy-Vee Today with Tony Tone on Facebook or via email, hyveetoday@gmail.com.